Good morning. Welcome back or welcome to Yoga with Ciara. This is day 3 of Flourish. You're going to need your belt again today, and we're swan diving, but with the belt as well. So come lie on your back. Come and we shall begin. So landing in, arriving onto your back. And just settle in, find the optimum way that the most of you can be on the floor as you can. So check out the back of your head, your shoulders, the back of your rib cage, rock a bit, wiggle a little bit down. Bear is digging beside me here. Lower back, pelvis, feet, arms and hands. And then just pause into the contact that you've created. Really let yourself land. Notice how the exhalation will help you sink a bit deeper into the floor. How do you slow down in this moment? So for me, something happens in my thighs, in my belly, in my chest, in my face, in my throat, when I remember that I can slow down. So slow down. Drop, arrive. Be satisfied with your breath as you inhale, as you exhale. Nice. So the last few days we've been doing this imprinting into the floor. We will continue with that theme. And so imprint your lower back into the floor. So it's not your lower back, it's more your mid back. And then just begin to rock your knees, not mid back, your mid sacrum. Rock your knees from one side to the other side. And as you do this, really feel that sense of backwards and then over to the side. But I'm staying, even though my knees are traveling over to the side, I'm maintaining that sense of the pushing into the floor and the contact backwards into the floor. And now, 3 days in, I can begin to feel like it's bringing new information with it because I've done it now for 3 days. So for you, as you roll deeply and really create pressure into the floor with your sacrum and with your back of your pelvis, what's changing in your body? Nice. Come back to center. Keep that sense of wide and full through the back of your body. Arms are long beside you. Push your fingertips into the floor. So my elbows are off the floor and my fingertips are pushing down. And then draw your right knee as close as you can towards you and your foot as close to your bum as you can. And then as you lengthen long, let your bum float off the floor. Bend your knee up onto your chest, squeeze it as deeply as you can, and then lengthen. And your bum floats literally just 1 inch off the floor. Bend your knee, squeeze your knee up onto your chest, and then lengthen long, bum floats off the floor. So continue. Squeeze your knee up towards your chest, and then lengthen long. Squeeze your knee up onto your chest, lengthen long. And with that leg that's long, how powerful can you be down into your toes? Fingertips are pushing down as you squeeze your knee up. Fingertips are pushing down as you lengthen long. One more time. Squeeze your knee up and lengthen long. Great. Bend your knee, bring your bum to the floor and just rock from side to side again. Imprint, rock your knees to the side. Imprint, rock your knees to the side. Maybe we'll try it with our knees in the air. How do you create that imprinting with your feet in the air? So for me, I have to slow down and the range becomes smaller as I really focus on pushing backwards through the back of my spine and really connecting the weight of me into the floor. Really intrigued as to where we're going to go with this. It's always this very exciting sense of, wow, if we do this or if we allow this to evolve over the next 21 days, what will we learn about ourselves? Nice. So both feet to the floor, fingertips push down. Draw your left knee deeply up onto your chest. Bring your foot down in the direction of your bum, your knee in the direction of your chest. And then as you lengthen long, let your bum float off the floor. Bend your knee, squeeze it as close as you can. And then lengthen long, let your bum float off the floor. Bend your knee, squeeze it in. And lengthen long. So it's not quite the same. So there is something that we do which is called zoomies. So this is like groundy zoomies, grounded zoomies. So it's really low. It's much more down towards the ground. Just feel that. Squeezing in, lengthening long. One more time. Squeezing in, lengthening long. Nice. Bend your knee. And then squeeze both knees up onto your chest. Wrap your arms around your knees and rock from side to side. Nice. So reach your legs up towards the ceiling. Reach your arms up towards the ceiling. And then find the angle that you can keep that imprint of your pelvis on the floor and the back of your ribs on the floor. So for me, it's kind of a 45-degree angle with my arms and whatever that angle is with my legs. And I'm really not going beyond my range. And then draw your elbows and your knees in. Pull your knees towards your chest with your hands. Lengthen long into that place again. And then pull your knees into your hands. Lengthen long. Keep the imprint of your spine to the floor. Bend your knees. Squeeze them in. Lengthen long. Squeeze them in. One more time. Lengthen long. And squeeze them in. So interesting. The front of my ribs really respond to that. So roll all the way over and come sit on your mat. And grab your belt. So the distance will really depend on your shoulders. So we're going to begin by just having your arms up, and my arms are kind of at a 45-degree angle so that when I bend my elbows are out from my shoulders and my belt is kind of behind my head, or it can be on your head, depending on your shoulders. Reach your arms up towards the ceiling and then bring your hands towards each other. And then stretch long, feel the pull of the belt, and then bend your elbows. So it's like a supported swan. Reaching up, bring your hands towards each other, taking the slack out of the belt. Pull the belt wide, and then bend your elbows. And just keep doing that. And notice, so when you're all the way up with your arms together, pull your shoulders up towards your ears like you're about to dive. And then when you're all the way wide, feel what happens in your rib cage as you pull your elbows down, and how low can you pull your elbows? So arms up, squeeze them up beside your shoulders or beside your ears. Stretch your belt and then pull your elbows down. How low can they go? Squeeze shoulders up and pull shoulders down. Squeeze shoulders up. One last time. Pull shoulders down. Nice. So all the way up and then dive forward really slowly. So this is a weighted forward bend. So the weight of your arms, the weight of your head is going into your lower back. So go slowly. Dive forward. Come all the way up to straight up. Pull your elbows wide, pull your elbows down, and then look a little bit up towards the ceiling. Lift your arms long, arms together, and then dive. Sitting tall, pull your elbows down. One more time. Arms all the way up, let them touch, dive forward. All the way up, pull your elbows down. Super. And get rid of your belt. Roll your shoulders in a big circle. And then circle in the other direction. Nice. So come into a downward dog. So coming all the way down into your back, over, up, down, whatever way you do, into your downward dog, and pull your heels down towards the floor, push your hands deeply into the floor, and create length back towards your lower back. And imagine again that movement of imprinting or widening, or really giving presence to the back of your pelvis, the back of your sacrum. And how wide could you imagine that area to become? Could you widen into the back of your ribs? Could you widen your shoulders? Could you create some space for your ears by lengthening your arms and just really pulling your hips backwards? How do you widen the back of your body as you push into your downward dog? Nice. So bend both knees. And yesterday we were creating resistance, so push deeply down into your heels like you're pushing a stone away. Bend your knees. Push into your legs like you're pushing a stone away. One more time. Bend your knees. And lengthen. Nice. Bring both knees to the floor. Come rest into your child's pose. Pause. How do you slow things down? How do you slow things down? So yesterday we were standing and we were sweeping our legs in different directions. So we're going to do the same, but from the cat pose. So come into your cat's pose, cat pose. You can have as much support as you want underneath your knees. So you can fold up your mat, have a pillow under your knees, see what you need. To begin with, you're going to stretch your right leg long behind you. And so you're going to imagine that you're lying on the floor and that you're widening your lower back and that you're trying to lift your chest as far away from the floor as you can. So how would you scoop your chest? But I'm not dropping my head in any way. I'm lifting my chest away from the floor. I'm widening into the back of my rib cage. I'm widening into the back of my pelvis. And now float your right foot off the floor. And with all that movement, your leg's not going to lift all that much, because if you're going to lift it any higher, you're going to collapse your chest and collapse your belly. And I don't want you to do that. So keep that lift through the belly, lift through the chest, backwards, and lengthen into your right leg. And then lift and drop your right leg 5 times. And so there's no movement happening in the torso. It's really happening in the bum and in your hip and in your leg. Nice. Super. Bend your knee. The other side. So lengthen the left leg long, widen into your rib cage, lift your chest as high away from the floor as you can. Draw your navel backwards, widen into the lower back, and then lift your left leg. Feel how your back is not collapsing, and then just lift and drop 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Great. And then sideways. So bring your right leg out to the side. Again, widen into the pelvis, widen into your lower back, rib cage. And then you're going to have to tilt over a little bit towards the left to lift your right foot up. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice. Other side. Left leg out to the side. Stabilize through the torso. So you're not letting your torso move much at all. There is some movement, of course, but you're really trying to stabilize. So lift the left foot off the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice. So we're going to swing our leg. So draw your right knee up towards your right shoulder and then sweep your right leg around the corner and look behind you. Right knee up towards your shoulder, look at your knee. Right foot around, look at your foot. Right knee up. Right leg around. Right leg up. Around. One more time. Right leg up. And around. Nice. Other side. Left leg up. Touch. Left leg around the corner. Left leg up. Left leg around the corner. So you're looking at your knee when it comes up. Looking at your foot around the corner. Up. Around the corner. One more time. Up. Around the corner. Nice. And sit on your mat. We're going to stay low today. Never quite sure exactly what we're going to do, but this is interesting. So roll into your wrists, big circles. And if you want to put something underneath your bum, like a block, a book, roll in the other direction, big circles. Really feel this is nerve tensioning. So when you make fists out of your hands, you take the slack out of the tissues of your arm. And then doing this really lengthens the ligaments, the fascia. Nice. Roll your shoulders, big circles. Super. Other direction. Awesome. So either sitting up on a block or not, see what you want to do. For me, my knees bend backwards. They always have. And so sitting on a block, my knees tend to bend backwards and it's not a very comfortable feeling. So decide for yourself. If your knees bend backwards, then don't sit on a block. So we're going to lift our legs. So point into your toes, bring your hands either side of the leg. And so actually we'll start off with the most basic version. So one is that to lift your leg, you lean back a bit and then you drop your leg down. So just feel that. Fingertips are on the floor and you're lifting your leg by falling backwards with the torso. So as a result, the angle between your hip and your torso is staying the same. And you're making it stable and then you're levering with your torso. Just feel that. Lever with your torso. And then the other leg, left leg. Lever with your torso. Lean back. This has merit. It's very good. Nice. So the other one is where you don't move your torso. So you're going to bring your hands to the floor and you're going to keep your hands on the floor. And you're going to look down towards your knees and you're going to stay looking down towards your knees. And the more you push into your hands, so push deeply into your hands for a moment there. Push. And feel how something happens when you really push your fingers into the floor. Push. Push. There's something that happens. So we're going to use that something, whatever that is. Okay, so push your hands into the floor and then lift your right leg. And my torso is staying in the same place. Lift your right leg. Lift, 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 lift. Left leg. Lift, 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 and lift. And we're going to try both. So if you find that what you're doing is a little fish flick, it's where you kind of flick your leg. That's amazing. Flick away, okay? If you find that you're actually lifting, but using a little bit of lever, that's also okay. If you're finding that you're lifting and your hands are staying where they are and your torso is staying lower, that's also okay, okay? So just because we're going to try both legs. So let's start by leaning backwards and then pulling our legs towards us. If you're sitting on a block, be careful with this, and then stretch your legs long. So lean back, pull your legs towards you, balance, and then stretch your leg out. Lean back, pull them in, stretch them out. How close can you get your knees to your chest as you do this? Maybe try one leg, lean back, draw one knee as close to your chest as you can. Lean back, draw the other knee as close to your chest as you can. Try both. Lean back, both knees up. And then forward. Now we're going to try it with our hands on the floor. So how would you lift your 2 feet? Maybe you flick. Maybe it's like a, or maybe it's a lift. So whatever way you do this, the more you push into your hands, the easier it is. Okay, right? So easier, I'm not sure easier, but the more connected it is. So push your hands down, flick or lift. We'll do it 5 times. Lift, lift, lift. One more time. Lift. Awesome job. So come sit and just roll into your belly. And then roll in the other direction. Twist towards the right, get really tall, look away down the beach, and feel like, oh, I want to get taller. So to do that, I squeeze my legs a little bit. I push my bum into the floor, and I feel I'm trying to pull up out of my pelvis. I'm like trying to get taller. So how would you get taller here? Other side, get taller. Feel that, ooh, where does that engage? Where does that turn on in your body as you try and get taller? And relax. So come lie on the floor or come sit up. Bring your hands to your heart. And just pause. How would you slow this down? Feel the deep, what seeds are you tending to in the deep of you that you long to flourish with? Or is flourishing a whole sense of being in your body? Or is it particular parts of you that you're tending to, cultivating, aspiring to flourish in? So just notice, what does flourishing mean to you right now? Can you embody flourishing? And we can be many things all at once. We can be flourishing and broken. We can be incredibly courageous and very humble. We can be incredibly vast and really petty. We can be really kind and also not so nice. And so how do you hold the incredible dichotomy, is that the word, of the many parts of you? You are not one thing. So just hold that. You are all things. Nice. So either lie on the floor or sit there holding that sense of tending to the deep of you, flourishing in the deep of you. And nice. Very lovely. It seems flourishing is tending towards a Pilates type gymnastics conditioning. So yeah, let's see where this goes. Let's venture into the adventure of it. So I will see you all tomorrow. Be well, and thanks for being here. Ciao.